What you're not changing, you're choosing. That's a quote I heard recently. What you're not changing, you are choosing. So if there's something in your life that you're not choosing to change and you continue the same pattern and habits, you're literally making a choice. Even though it seems like you're not making a choice, you're making a choice to stay the same. And at the beginning of this year, I'll link my 2025 goal setting video below because we set goals together in January. And I want us to reflect back on that because the goal is to really reinvent ourselves and become the highest versions of ourselves. As humans, it's an innate quality that we have that we're always going for more. We're always constantly trying to achieve more. If there's a mountain, we want to climb higher, we want to set a new record. That's an intrinsic thing of being human, and it's a gift that we get. So when we're not going after those things to better ourselves or to develop ourselves, that's a little bit of an issue. And there's something that's likely driving that for you. So let's take a goal, for example, that maybe in January you set a goal to lose 20 pounds. And maybe now you haven't taken action, or maybe you did for a week, right? You started strong, got a gym membership, you're working out, you were counting your calories, you were doing all the things, right? And you didn't see a lot of progress, so you stopped. And that's very common. So I don't want you to feel bad about that. I've done that in my life as well. But I heard another quote recently where, in order to have success, we all have this seed of potential within us, right? So we have this potential that lays dormant, latent within ourselves. And all we have to do is water that seed with patience, and then success, the flower blooms, right? So patience is key to achieving any goal. And that's really what's needed. And that consistency, you probably hear that all the time. Consistency is the key, but patience is also key because we need to do things even when we don't feel like doing them, right? So if we decided instead of going to the gym, we kind of didn't see results, we're going to sit on the couch, we're going to binge watch our favorite show. We've been doing that for the last few months of 2025. We're going to take a look and see, what are you getting from that? Because there's a reason why you're doing that. And it could be as simple as maybe people at work are talking about the series, so there's a social component, right? So I want you to kind of think about something. Maybe you set a goal at the beginning of the year that isn't coming to fruition, or maybe you gave up on it, and that's okay. That's normal. But I want you to think about it and think about why you gave up on it and what you're getting from the activity that you're doing instead of that. Okay, so you have a list of what you're getting from sitting on the couch, binge watching your shows, whatever the other activity is that's keeping you from going outside of your comfort zone to go for something new that you set in the beginning of the year and something that you really want in your life. So we have that list, what we're getting from it. Now it's time to shake it up because as humans, again, we are here to fulfill our potential. When we were born, there was a blueprint that was embedded in our heart, and that blueprint is our purpose, right? So if, for example, there's a goal that we have that we want to lose weight, what are the reasons why we want to do that? When we really write those things out, we start to see some really incredible things. A lot of times it's not because other people look this way or I'm comparing. It's really because sometimes we want authentic love or a partner in relationship. And it really has to do more with our core values. So really getting to the bottom and the core of, why do we want this goal? Why did we set this in the beginning of the year? And just take a moment to really think about, what is it about that goal that, if attained, would get me closer to where I want to be, and why? Because I guarantee it's in alignment with your core values of who you are as a person, and it's part of the blueprint that is embedded within you. So today I want us to jumpstart and get back into our goals for this year. I want you to pick one thing as you're watching this video that you really want to achieve and make it timely in the next 3 months. So maybe there's something you want to do in the next 3 months. It could be anything. Maybe you want to start a walking habit. Maybe you want to cook at least 2 nutritious meals at home. Maybe you want to start meal prepping. Pick one goal for the next 3 months that you want to achieve and stay consistent with. And we're going to talk about how to stay consistent and to kind of get yourself out of that comfort zone. For example, say we're going to go back to the first example. Say you want to lose weight. You want to lose 20 pounds. Maybe in 3 months, you want to lose 10 pounds. That's much more manageable. So you have a manageable goal. You want to lose weight and you love binge watching the show. You can tie in your new habit, exercise, to your show. And the only time you allow yourself to watch the show is when you're working out. So you can bring your phone with Netflix or whatever your streaming program is that your show is on, and you can only watch it when you're on the treadmill, on the bike, or on the elliptical. Or you have something at your house. You can lift weights, or you can do something at home where you're working out, and that's the only time you're allowed to tune into the show. So you're getting the reward of what you want, both from your goal and from your comfort zone. Okay, so we know we need to shake things up because we don't want to be stuck. We want to get to the end of our life and have a life that's filled with meaning and purpose, and that's in accordance with our core values. So how can we start going after what we want? So let's pick a goal. It could be anything. I want to go to the national park. I'm going to Bryce Canyon. That's my goal. What is one thing you can do today? It can be so small, like 1% to getting there, to get yourself closer to that goal. It can be as simple as Googling Bryce Canyon, learning about it. Maybe the next day you look into flights to go to Bryce Canyon. Maybe next you look into gear that you need to bring with you. Maybe you also need to look into the length of the trail. So every day you're doing something that's getting you closer to the goal. But every day you're doing one thing. I don't care how small it is. Maybe you write a manifestation or an affirmation about going on a trail that you want to go to, or you print out a picture, put it on your wall. Maybe you put it in your Pinterest vision board. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's all related to get you to where you want to go. That's all it takes is 1% effort in that goal every single day. And again, I want to reinforce consistency for 3 months, 90 days. Super important when you're starting a habit is to consistently do something every single day for 90 days without breaking it. And once you get through the 90 days, maybe here and there's a day, you're not doing something, or maybe you stay consistent, right? But the first 90 days is key, and commit to it for 90 days because it takes that long to see results, right? So if you do something, again, like we talked about at the beginning of this video, you're only going to the gym for a week, you're not seeing any results, it takes time. That's why. If you give yourself 90 days at the gym, and you also add on, your nutrition plan. And I also beg to say that mental health and spiritual health tie into losing weight as well. So when you have that holistic plan that you're doing for 90 days straight, I promise you will see results that you're looking for. So pick one thing only, and every day for the next 90 days, do one thing that gets you 1% closer to that goal and stay consistent. Why do we need to break out of our comfort zones? You may say, Kristen, I'm comfortable here. Why do I have to get out of here? Like, I could live my life like this. There's a few things. Think about the times you feel stuck in your life. I'm sure there's been a time. We all get stuck sometimes. And most of the time we get stuck, it's because we're not pursuing something that's within our heart. It's like a friction exists, right? There's something we really want, but we're not taking action to get it. So when we're not taking that action, there's friction within us. And that's why we get stuck. We feel like something's missing. We're confused. We're lost. We don't know what to go after sometimes. So that's when we really need to tune back in to our inner guidance system that lives within our heart. Again, that blueprint that lives within us with our purpose. And when we're going after something, so say you want to run a marathon, or you want to climb a mountain, or you want to hike the PCT or the Appalachian Trail. Like maybe there's these big goals that lay within you, or maybe you just want to visit a national park you've always wanted to go to, Acadia in Maine, or you want to go to Bryce Canyon. There's so many here in the US. We're so blessed. But you're not going after it. You're stuck in your comfort zone. It scares you a little bit. You want that. You want to start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, because we need to have something out here that we can go to. It's kind of like our guiding light. If we're not going after something and we're just sitting kind of in this zone of our comfort, then that's when we get those moments of stuck. We can get depressed. All of these things can happen that aren't really true to our authentic selves. We're not being our most authentic selves when we're not exploring, we're not curious, we're not goal setting, we're not going after something. I'm going to mention a few things here before you go off and get started, because there's a few things and caveats that are really important. So if you're going to go after something, you need to make a very serious commitment to it. And commitment is taken a little bit lightly in our society these days. So really being committed to your goal and to yourself, to getting to where you want to go, is extremely important. It takes courage. It takes that consistency. Days you don't want to get up and go to the gym, you have to, because you committed to it for 90 days. So if you can make that commitment, then go for it. If you can't, you're not ready yet. You need to commit. And there's a couple of sayings I like to use for committing to a process. So one is no matter what. And this is for anything. So going to fitness. I'm going to go to the gym to work out today, even though it's raining, because I'm going to achieve my fitness goal no matter what. Everything is finished with no matter what. So what is your no matter what? Put it in the comments. I want to hear what you're going to commit to and use no matter what. So I'm going to do this no matter what. You can say it in so many different ways and for different iterations of different things, but adding no matter what at the end, super important. Another thing is if you're cutting something out, because some goals aren't about adding things into your life. Sometimes it's subtracting things from your life. So say you eat a bowl of ice cream every day, but you're trying to get off sugar. So you're eliminating something instead of adding something in. So you can say a different phrase that is, I'm not going to eat that bowl of ice cream even when I want to. Even when I want to. A friend of mine says this, and I use it in my own life when I'm cutting things out of my life, is even when I want to. So no matter what, even when I want to, are two phrases that you can say when something happens in your life that kind of makes you not want to go after your goal, or wants you to keep you stuck, keep you small, keep you in your little comfort zone, right? Those are your phrases. No matter what, even when I want to. And watch your life change in 90 days. I'm really curious to see what you're going to be working on. So if there's a goal that you have in mind and a commitment that you're going to make, write in the comments, I am committing to XYZ no matter what. I'm so curious to see what you guys are going to focus on, and just to kind of touch base with you along the way. So thanks so much for visiting, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Take care.